Hey YouTube, this is Rock6T here with a PlayStation repair parts video, telling you on different places where you can get parts. Okay, first one on my list is the touchscreen. Okay. Now, on the most website I visit is eBay, and they usually have a pretty big stock of the touch displays. Or, well, hold on. Let's see, touch screen, is it? Maybe? Oh, I just spelled that wrong. Okay. Well, kind of skipped ahead, but yeah. As you can see on eBay has the digitizer touchscreen, which is basically the front section right here. As you can see, there's shiny plastic parts that go over here. That protects the screen and also functions as like the touch panel on the front, or touch screen, if you like to call it. But yeah, most of the touch screen panels come from China or Hong Kong, and most of them have tools with them too, which is a good thing. Which is kind of showing you that you can have them. I mean, you can repair them yourself, I guess, as apparently there's tools to do this. Some packages from Hong Kong come with the rear pad, as you can see. Keep scrolling down, you see more and more. You can see there's still more. The price on the digitizers, or touchscreens they like to call them, it varies from maybe $25 up to $50, and it's all based on where you're getting the touch panel from, and how much it's going to cost to ship to you. Because if you opt out for free shipping, as you see right here, that usually means it's going to take from 2 to 4 weeks maybe to get to you. So you're going to be without a touch panel for a while. Yeah, keep that in mind too. Another place that I've been looking at lately is Aliexpress. Let's see. LCD, yeah. And they're like a wholesaler type site. Type site where you can buy like apparently boxes of these things, and as you can see now, it range from 40 to like up in the hundreds. And once again, this all depends on what buyer you getting. I mean, what seller you're getting this from. Where are you shipping this to? Ooh, that'd be pretty cool to put on the PSV. Once again, I'll put like a link to the pages at right now, just to shortcut things so I won't forget. Notepad. Copy. Paste. And as you see, we have one well, not the way, but yeah. That's as you can see, many of them look like they're in good condition actually, which confuses me when you go on eBay and you see like USA sellers who sell the front display. It's usually cracked anyway, which I don't know why would you want to buy a cracked display. And you want, like, you can get the same thing, but you have to wait longer to get it though. As you can see on this site, it has plenty of LCD screens, the front display. They're all from different systems. As far as the front part of the casing, I don't think it matters. As far as like which PS Vita you have, the 3G or the Wi-Fi, because the front display is the same on all of them. Anyway, let's move on to the buttons. Another place. I'm back to eBay again, and we just type in PS Vita buttons. As you can see, it has a button. I don't know what you call it. Accessories or things like that you can put on top of the buttons and make them elevated. For some reason, when I typed in buttons, motherboards popped up. Anyway, you can get different joysticks to get the replacement buttons. Which I should say something about that. The buttons and like the joysticks, anything like that, those are fairly cheap, as you can see. Those price ranges range from like a few dollars to like I think at the most maybe 20. So if one of your buttons broke or something or got stuck, it's not that hard to replace. It's not. Yeah, it isn't that hard to replace, but still at the same time, it's like you can keep in mind that hey, it's not going to cost you an arm and a leg to replace. The most expensive thing to replace is the screen itself, so keep that in mind. And keep in mind that where your location is at right now. If you're shipping to the US, it's going to cost more, but if you're like in a foreign country somewhere that's closer to China or Hong Kong, it's going to be cheaper for you to get a screen. I really need to stop saying but anyway. You can do the same thing with eBay and type in the motherboard. Oops. And what I like about on eBay, most sellers are selling the Wi-Fi and a 3G one, or they're selling them separately. At least they're telling you which one's which. Now, the motherboards I would kind of iffy with, unless you absolutely know what each solder point is going to look like and what the motherboard's going to look like. How they're supposed to function, things of that nature. Users have like I forgot what his name was, but it's on my YouTube. A guy I'm subscribed to where he made he modified his PS Vita that it's black and white, and I think he also switched out the motherboard in his too, because he already had the PS Vita already in pieces, so he switched out the motherboard and show how basically you can downgrade, which isn't really downgrading anything if you really think about it. Cause all you're doing is switching motherboards, so basically it's hot swapping, I think is what it's called, or is that with disk? I don't know. Anyway, it's not really downgrading because I don't know, the motherboard itself is the Vita basically. Like it makes everything tick. Without that, you have to there's no use to the PS Vita. It's not really a downgrade, unless it's like a software. That's what I'm trying to get at. Anyway, let's move on from there. And one note I should make. You can find many of these same parts for the PS Vita on Amazon too, if you're really iffy about eBay and whatnot. Like for instance, there's a the LCD screen for $50 right now. Not $50, it's $49, but I'm factoring tax and stuff anyway. Yeah, you might see deals like this on Amazon, so I would check Amazon and eBay at the same time if I was you for a screen. But keep in mind what the cost and what your budget is for repairs. Because at the end of the day, it depending on what part of the PS Vita you're repairing. If you're repairing buttons, then that's fairly cheap. You can do that with $5 to $10 budget and get free shipping on most parts. As far as the touch display, and that's just a little thin layer right above the LCD itself. That's gonna set you back. What did I say? Maybe $20 to $60, and that's depending on shipping too. So keep that in mind. That anything that's to do with the screen being repaired is going to be the most expensive, unless you can get it for cheap, or you can go this route too. Let me show you something. You can buy a broken PS Vita and just remove the parts from that. And most broken PS Vitas are they start off at 50 and go up to as much as 100. And the reason being because it's depending on the condition that the seller listed it as. Like this one just has unresponsive joysticks, which isn't too hard to replace. I'm not saying this from experience, but that's from videos I've seen that people replacing things or trying to put the PS Vita back together. It doesn't seem like something that would take that much time to do. It's basically the same process as it is on the PSP. So this is the route I'm probably gonna do. I'm probably gonna get a broken PS Vita, so that way I know the motherboard at least works because it's gonna turn on, etc., etc., power on, things of that nature. So sorry about that. I'm doing other things while I'm making this video too. But sorry about getting a little distracted. But I don't know, it really depends on your budget when you're going to start this repair, because unlike other consoles repairs, you can just buy each part of it separate. But with the PS Vita, it's all over the place really at this point. Especially with there not being many games that people want on the system itself, and it's not selling very well. not many people are making replacement parts like they did with other systems they're selling right now. But yeah, the price for the broken PS Vitas are going to vary once again, like I said before, on the conditioning of it. If the screen turns on, like you see anything on the screen, that means that PS Vita is going to cost at least $100 or so. That may not include free shipping. Like, it doesn't even matter if the screen's not really responsive. Like, most sellers are going to sell it for $100 still. And if it doesn't, like, if the screen doesn't come on, but there's a blue light, that means that the PS Vita, like, the inside components still work for the most part. Hopefully. And that you'll be able to salvage that PS Vita. And that PS Vita is probably going to be costing around $50 or so. But I don't have a good example of that. Because, see, an example. Usually was a seller on here that'll sell everything for like. Okay, here we go. That's one example I was looking for. Yeah, this seller, I see him on eBay a lot. He sells his like PS Vitas for $50 for the most time. But these PS Vitas themselves, like the screen doesn't come on. But if he shows, I noticed if he shows the screen is actually on and it still is like something wrong with it, he'll charge like $100 or so for it. Or slightly under 100, which makes sense because it still technically works. Just need to be tweaked with a little bit. Well, anyway, back to the other sites where you can get parts from. We already talked about eBay. We already talked about Amazon. We already talked about Aliexpress. I don't know how to pronounce this. Alibaba? Yeah, Alibaba.com. Probably butchered that. Anyway, this is another site, and this is like, I guess, a global trade or whatever, wholesaler, which I would be kind of iffy about if I was some of you guys. I'll probably order one thing from them and then see how that goes first. And be constantly checking your bank account, see what's coming out of that checking account and how much everything that you paid for. Because this site offers a lot of PS Vita screens for sale too. And they have warranty too. I don't know how that warranty works though and everything, but as you can see, it gives you all the details of all different things. But yeah, Nestel LCD screens, different touch panels, rear panel, rear touch screen. So you have several outlets to check as far as parts go. I guess the one last part I was going to go to is a teardown. Well, a guide. I wouldn't really call it a guide, but it's it Nikki Electronics Teardown Squad. They did a teardown of PS Vita, and I think this teardown is even better than the one on iFixit, because they're not afraid of showing that, hey, they actually took the parts, like apart and everything, and checked out anything, and they actually admit to like some mistakes that they did while doing this. one part where I was really paying attention to is where they get to the screen itself. But that's a lot of things that people were questioning about on iFixit.com. And most on iFixit.com, they were talking about how it's better to buy the display. I mean, the whole front display, because the front of the PS Vita, as you can see here, it includes the buttons and the joysticks and the touch screen and the LCD. That's all in one unit. That's what makes it so compact. But with it being so compact, though, you drop it on the ground, that all breaks in one swipe, I guess, or not one swipe, but you know what I mean. That it all breaks at once, and then this makes it harder for it to repair. Okay, but the way they did it was with screwdrivers, and like they slowly scooted the screwdrivers around the edges, which isn't exactly recommended, because it's not like glass, but it's like thin plastic, and it breaks. But they actually show the display coming away from the LCD, and this is what I'm talking about. If you dropped it, this part would crack, and depending on what angle you dropped it at, or you hit the PS Vita at, the LCD was crack right along with it. 'Cause it's a very thin piece right there, as you can see it. The only thing that's holding it together is the adhesive. But I would leave this teardown of the PS Vita in the link down below too. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, that's what I was mostly going to show for today. I'll also leave a link to the iFixit teardown too, showing the way they did it. But their pictures are kind of vague, though. They like to drag on and talking about the different specs of the system for some odd reason, rather than tell you exactly what steps they did to get certain sections off of the PS Vita, which I didn't like. But I believe this guide goes more into like a do-it-yourself type deal, which is basically do it at your own risk. But once again, I showed you the websites where you can get parts for right now, and with the more foreign sites besides eBay and Amazon, I'll be cautious about those sites. I mean, they look legit and everything, and they got a lot of great feedback and everything, but still, like, I'll be cautious and order like 1 or 2 parts from them and watch where those parts get to you in time. Oh, one site I forgot to mention. Do Extreme. I tried dealing with this site at one time when I first was going to order the PS Vita clone, and like I checked the shipping for it and everything, but it was gonna like take forever to get here, so I was like, skip it and order it from somewhere else. But I noticed as I kept searching on the site that there's a lot of repair parts for consoles too, and they had the PS Vita and the PSP parts section together. Once again, this is Deal Stream. You can see many videos on them on YouTube about people, the quality of their products and things like that. So I can't really tell you about what the quality of products. I haven't really ordered anything from them yet. I thought about ordering some things from this site pretty soon, but I don't know yet, so kind of iffy about it. But as you can see, you can get many buttons and motherboards and other components for the PS Vita. But keep in mind, from ordering from the site, it's going to be like maybe 2 to 4 weeks before you get anything. So keep that in mind when you're ordering from the site. And keep in mind for the like China or Hong Kong, like their holidays, because they will not ship on holidays. So that means you gotta wait even longer. And their holidays come up quicker than ours in the US, or they last longer, I believe. So you're gonna be out of whatever part that you need for the PS Vita for a long time if you order within that period. But most times they have like a little heading on the front of the website saying, "Hey, it's a holiday. Order at this such time." Even though it has free shipping, keep in mind it's going to take a long time to get here, though. But anyway, that's just my take on where you can get your PS Vita repair parts. Until my next video, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment on this below. If you have any questions, put them in the comment section below too. There are other videos up on YouTube right now that people are like taking apart their PS Vitas and tweaking them a little and modding them and things like that. You can watch those videos on how to take the PS Vita apart or how to do different things. But if you want to take things back to stock, I would advise checking out these sites that I quoted in this video. Okay, so until next time, guys. See you later.